So, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 is obviously the sequel to the first game that came out early 2015, and if you've played the first one, it almost feels exactly the same. This isn't necessarily a bad thing though, as there are a handful of improvements, features, and balancing, but honestly, if you weren't that into the first game, you probably wouldn't notice that much of a difference. Things most people like about this game is that you can create your own character and insert yourself into Dragon Ball history. The combat in this game is fast paced and exciting, the art style looks like Dragon Ball, every race has a transformation, for example Saiyans can go up to Super Saiyan 3, and it feels like an MMO. There's a lot of people to interact with, there's a lot of side quests that exist in the hub world, and you can go on quests, raids, and fight with other players. Now let's take a look at some of the cons. If you're not excited about the balancing and gameplay improvements, it feels like a minor update to the first game. The story feels similar, the soundtrack sounds similar, the combat feels similar, the character customization feels similar, and the matchmaking is still clunky. If you want to play with other people, I suggest meeting people to regularly play with and group beforehand. If not, you could be waiting 10 minutes to fill your room for a quest that'll probably be done in 5, and even then, disconnects aren't too uncommon. I always see more people in the multiplayer hub world gathered in front of the offline quests, more so than the online ones. There's also an annoying side quest involving Guru's house, where every now and then you'll get a notification that Guru's house is in danger and you'll have to complete a quest where you fight off baddies and collect Dragon Balls. These quests bother a lot of people, but I suggest you ignore them if it's going to ruin your experience. Now for those of you who played the first game, I'm going to go over some of the changes. The game plays at 60 frames per second now instead of 30, which of course for being a fast-paced action game makes the controls feel more responsive. The Hub City style lobby from the first game is no longer a pain to navigate around because now you can fly and there's transport vendors everywhere that'll teleport you to where you want to go. Every race has a transformation now, not just the Saiyans. A lot of people don't find them as exciting, some of them are complete trash, but they do exist, just saying. And the change that I like the most is that hybrid and striker builds are more viable. You are no longer worthless if you're not a key spamming Saiyan. You can also import your character from the first game, transferring over some of the skills, what they have equipped, and some of the currency, but they'll only show up in story mode and you don't actually get to play as them. There are a few bugs, but from what I've seen so far since it released, is that the devs are on top of fixing them as a few have been patched out already. If it's anything like the first game, there's going to be a bit of content DLC down the line at around $10 each, including quests, skills, equips, and playable characters, but I only suggest considering them if you really enjoy the base game. If you don't get them, you won't be missing out. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 is more like an upgrade than a direct sequel of the original. If you loved Dragon Ball as a kid, enjoyed the first game, or prefer fast-paced action fighting games like Naruto, you'd probably also really like this game. Though, if you're on the fence, I'd wait until a sale, as $50 seems steep for a game that doesn't seem too different from its predecessor, and has quite a few bugs and balancing issues that still need to be fixed. If you didn't really like the first game or got bored with it easily, I'd skip over this title. If you've played the game, let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.